Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica and I'm a makeup artist and colorist. Today I'm going to show you why it's important to choose makeup shades that match your natural undertone. Here I am with my bare face. This is me in my most natural state. I am the definition of cool tone, specifically a clear summer season. My skin has a pinkish red undertone, my hair is deep cool black, and my eyes are dark. Another sign of being a cool tone is my natural flush, which leans more reddish and pink. Warm tones on the other hand usually have more pink or orange in the cheeks. For this video, I'll do one half of my face in cool tone makeup and the other half in warm tone makeup so you could clearly see the difference. I'll be using two Rom&nd eyeshadow palettes, Rosebud Garden for the cool tone side and Pampas Garden for the warm tone side. Rosebud Garden is full of cool pinks while Pampas Garden has peachy corals. I'll be applying the eyeshadow in the same placement for both sides, just using different tones. Let's start with the cool tone look. First, I'm taking a light pink shade all over my eyelids, including the lower lash line to create a smooth base. Light pink works really well here because it mirrors the cooler blush tones in my skin because the blush tone already lives in my undertone. This means it doesn't fight with my natural coloring and instead creates a smooth, harmonious base. Next, I'm taking two medium pinks and blending them just above my crease. These shades still have a cool base, which means even though they're a bit darker, they don't overwhelm my eyes. Notice how the transition is soft. You can't tell where the eyeshadow ends and where my skin begins. For depth, I'm adding the darkest pink shade in my inner corner and outer corners, and also to the outer lower lash line. This creates a halo effect that adds structure without pulling in the warm tones. On a cool tone person, using a warm brown or orange hair would make the shadow stand out in a way that looks disconnected from the rest of the face. And now I am drying my egg yolk. I'm keeping my egg yolk soft because I want it to look natural. For shimmer, I am applying a cool silvery pink glitter to the center of my eyelids and between my lash line and egg yolk. Cool shimmers usually lean icy or champagne pink, which works better on my skin because it reflects light without adding yellow warmth. For blush, I'm using Fwee Pudding Pot in Baddie, a berry tone. Berry blush is perfect for cool undertones because it's essentially the same color that my skin flushes naturally. It blends seamlessly without creating an extra layer of color, so think of it as enhancing what's already there instead of introducing something new. If I used coral, it would look like a separate patch of color sitting on top of my skin. For contour, I'm using a cool tone palette. Cool contours mimic actual shadows, which naturally leans grayish rather than orange. A warm contour would look like a bronzer on me and not a shadow, and that would break the illusion of a natural bone structure. I'm finishing with the Fwee 3D Voluming Gloss in 30% Currant, a berry gloss that melts into my lips without looking like lip color sitting on my lips. Everything ties together because the undertone matches from eyes to cheeks to lips. Looking at the cool tone side, everything blends, nothing looks too stark, and the colors enhance my features without fighting them. Now for the warm tone side, I'm using Pampas Garden by Rom&nd. This palette is full of peaches, corals, and golden based shades. I'm starting with a light warm pink all over my lid and lower lash line. This pink has a subtle peachiness to it. It's not icy, it's not blue based, and that small shift makes a big difference. On my skin, you could already see how it stands out just a bit more. Next, I'm blending a light coral into my crease. Coral is a mix of orange and pink, which automatically pushes into warm territory. On warm undertones, coral melts right in. On me, it pops, sometimes in a way that feels disconnected from the rest of my face. For depth, I'm using a burnt orange / terracotta shade on the inner and outer corners and along the outer lower lash line. These earthy tones are gorgeous for autumn or warm spring type, but on my cool tone skin, they create a bold, almost brassy contrast instead of a subtle shadow. The shimmer in Pampas Garden leans golden champagne. I'm applying it to the center of my lid, inner corners, and between my lash line and egg yolk. This type of gold lightens the face area but adds warmth at the same time. It changes the overall balance of my face, pushing it warmer than my natural coloring. For blush, I'm using the Fwee Pudding Pot in the color My, which is a warm tone blush. This really pulls out the redness in my cheeks, but not in a soft, romantic way that berry tones do. Instead, it can make my skin look more flushed or uneven because it doesn't blend into my natural undertone. And finally, I'm applying Fwee 3D Voluming Gloss in 30% Vanilla, a coral gloss. It's a beautiful color, but instead of blending, it looks like it's sitting on top of my lips as a separate layer of warmth. The warm tone side is bright, peachy, and golden, but because my natural coloring is cool, each element competes with my undertone instead of working with it. Looking at both sides together, the difference is clear. On the cool tone side, It has soft transition, natural harmony, and nothing jumps out, and everything enhances my features. On the warm tone side, shades pop more, it stands out, and create contrast that can feel less cohesive. Neither side is wrong in terms of makeup skills, it's just about undertone. Choosing colors that align with your undertone can make your makeup look effortlessly blended and flattering. If you ever feel like your makeup looks off, even though you're using beautiful products, it could be an undertone mismatch. Once you find the shades that naturally harmonize with your skin, hair, and eyes, it's a game changer. And that's it for today's cool versus warm undertone makeup comparison. I hope seeing these side-by-side looks help you understand how undertones can completely change the way makeup sits on your skin. Remember, makeup is personal, there's no wrong shades if you love it, but knowing your undertone gives you the power to choose colors that feel effortless, flattering, and cohesive. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. I'll be sharing more tips on undertones, color analysis, and makeup techniques to help you look and feel your best. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!